Hi, everybody. Hi there, Wendy. Hi, Edward. Hi, Peter. And I know Marty's here. Okay, here's Marty. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Chi Talk. This is a weekly talk on Tuesday at noon for half hour. We each time talk about a different topic. The purpose of this talk is to just spread the word of health and healing and Qigong and Taoism, things that I've been doing for many years. My name is Eli Cohen. I'm a medical Qigong practitioner and energy healing coach. I've been helping many people that deal with chronic health condition heal, and teaching classes, workshops, and spreading really the word of health and healing, and how can we take care of ourselves, and how can we take care of our own energy and our health. And this is really what preventative medicine is all about. And so welcome to Chi Talk. I really relaunched this Chi Talk after a long break where I was dealing with my family loss, and my mother passing away. I helped her pass, going to Israel, my birthplace, and helped do that. And now we're back in Chi Talk. And I thought that the best thing to do is to talk about loss, and to talk about how loss and how these something that we feel with sadness or depression or loss or grief, how can we heal through it? What is the blessing in this? And so this is the second talk about loss and healing. So I'd like to start with a little bit of a meditation, if you don't mind, to kind of launch this talk. In this talk, you at the end of just a 15-minute talk, I open to you guys to talk about anything you want. Anybody can join this talk. This is going to be transcribed into my podcast, Awaken the Healer Within, and really invite you guys that you're here online to share and to ask questions about Qigong, about any topic. It doesn't have to be what we're talking about today. So let's start. Let's start by putting the hands on the lower abdomen, if you will, and closing the eyes. And just feeling your body, if you're sitting on a chair or laying down, doesn't matter. Just feel the form and shape of your body. And all the different sensation inside. And connect with the breathing inside. As you put the hands on the lower abdomen, you might notice that the belly rises on the inhale, and the hands come closer to the spine on the exhale. As you put your attention to the physical body and your breath, noticing the aliveness inside of you. Wherever it might be, some sensation are feeling better than others, but I want you to really kind of hone your attentions incrementally, gradually into the breath as it comes in naturally into the lower abdomen. Focusing on the area at the lower abdomen, at the place between the navel and the spine. Your attention is your qi, is part of what we call qi. Qi in Chinese, life force energy, is comprised of different elements. One of them being your attention. Where is your attention? Throughout the day, our attention is scattered outside of our body. And we lose chi. Yeah, we lose chi through putting our attention not in the body. And here we are coming back into the immediacy of the form and shape of your body, the breath, the sensation inside of you. Harmonizing the body and mind with each breath at a time. Resting in the lower abdomen with a sensation of breath. And let's put one hand, lift one hand over the heart center. And change the breath in a way that it's breath into the lower abdomen, slowly rising up to the chest. And then sink the chest or relax the lower abdomen. Inhale, lower abdomen, ribcage, chest. And exhale the other way around. And let's bring both hands onto the heart center. And inhale through the nose now into the heart. Exhale through the mouth and clear stress or tension from the heart. I want you to kind of like contemplate with yourself as we meditate about this concept of loss. Yeah, we don't lose also only like people in our life. We also lose maybe what we were able to do before, now we cannot do. Maybe health, maybe we lose, so we can lose a car, we can lose something that we own, like we lost a friend, or we lost an item, or and smile to your heart. And love your heart, sending loving energy to your own heart. Yeah, in Qigong, we look at our internal organs like kids. So we close our eyes, we look at the heart like a kid, like somebody we love, we cherish, as we give intention, attitude to our attention. That's more of a complete what we call chi. Yeah, chi is our attention, and our attitude, our intention. Nice. So let's open the hands to the side, palm facing the front, out on top of your thighs, and let's open the eyes. All right. So hi everybody. Everybody's today on without a video. That's fine. So what I wanted to talk today, but if you want to show your face, I'd love to see it. So I wanted to talk about the topic of loss, kind of continuing from our last talk. And I think what we kind of talk about last time, the wisdom that comes from loss was around so everybody, just somebody wrote me, you turned it off. Oh, I see. Okay, let me see if I can have you ability to turn yourself on. Okay, 1 second before we start. Okay. All right, so I think you're going to be able to show your face now. I hope so. All right, so let's continue. Let me know if you able to unmute yourself or start your own video if that works for you before we start. Nope. Somebody says no. All right. Huh. Interesting. So let me see. I can see my video. I see. Okay. Let's see. Let's correct that. Sorry, guys. This technology. Unmute all. Let me see. 1 second. I think that you're able to unmute yourself or show your own video. If not, I'm gonna have to figure it out later. Since we are live.
Ellie?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Edward.
Oh, I was finally able to unmute you. So you fixed it, I think. Everyone else.
Okay, can you show your video?
No, it says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, interesting. All right, let's see. Allow participants to start video. Okay, now it's good. Okay, I'm learning. All right, now you can turn your video on. You should be able to turn your video. Okay, good to see you guys. All right. I was wondering why everybody's with their video off. I thought that you want, but it's good to see you. Okay, so let's get started here. Hi, Marty. Good to see you. All right, so hi, Edward. Hi, Peter. Welcome and join our session. Yeah, so last time we talked about about loss and how it's connected to love. And I think that was kind of like a beautiful kind of a wisdom sharing that Edward shared and kind of put things together. And really, what we're talking about in Taoism is when we have any negative emotion, the source of this negativity, where there is loss or sadness or anger, all these negative emotion, the source of these is not seeing the whole picture. Not seeing when we live here in our physical life, this journey, this temporary journey, we see the Taoists say only 1% of reality. So 99% is not being seen. We're not seeing, and the gap between this 1% and 99% is causing us fear and all the negative emotions. So really, negative emotions are kind of like when we are not seeing the whole picture as it is, the whole universal reality, the whole reality. And so that's why we feel that. That's why negativity. And in order to change that, when we talk about the energy of transformation, we always talk about the energy of the heart. We always talk about love. We always, so we're not trying to get rid of loss. We're not trying to get rid of the sadness or grief or fear or anger. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're actually trying to feel it more. To feel it more in a kinesthetic way would be the way to digest emotions. Yeah, and we talked about it actually a lot of times, but really this is the way that we process negative emotions is not through the brain, not through thinking about it, not through trying to rationalize it, but really feeling the emotion and really being, if you see kids, they just cry or they're just angry, they just express it out. It's a very, they feel it in their body, and this is why they kind of express it out and they release it. And we learned throughout the years not to, either people told us or whatever it is, not to, that we cannot do that. So we tend to kind of like bottle our emotions. And really what the Taoists and also in Buddhism, what we being taught is to actually connect with these and to feel them deeper. And this is what opens the heart. What opens the heart is that compassion that we have through what we are experiencing. And through this love, transformation comes. And really, transformation comes from feeling deeply at what we feel. And this is kind of like when we talk about specifically about loss, and even more about loss, even more about sadness, like depression. I know that a lot of people suffer from depression in our modern life. I know that I had a lot of one-on-one clients that deal with depression, and really what heals depression is connection. The most from everything is connection, and connecting to what is connection is love. The job of the heart is to connect. That's the job of the heart. The job of our heart is to connect to ourselves and to connect to one another, right? When we love somebody, connect with a friend, a lover, or anybody else, our community is the heart. So really, the heart and the lung are very strongly connected together. So the lung is housing what we call depression and sadness, and the heart is love. And really, the heart will heal sadness or depression. So connection is one of the most important things to heal depression, to heal grief, to heal sadness, but really to heal all negative emotions in Taoism is what we say. And really, where negative emotion comes from, it comes from the root emotion is fear, is always fear. And fear is rooted in the kidneys. In the kidneys is rooted fear. Is fear we lost something. Why we lost something? Because we are equating having and being. We are equating having and being. Having something, having my car, having a friend. When I don't have it anymore, when I lose something, I feel that I'm less. When we are not, and that's the premise of jealousy and envy. So jealousy and envy, you can say it starts with a misconception that we have, and again that deals with the sense of attachment that we have. Yeah, we think that when we are not having something, we are less. When I don't have a parent, when I don't have my house, when I lost my house, I'm less. When I lost my job, yeah, it reflects on who I am, on me, on myself. So so it's kind of all tied together. And fear is fear from losing, fear from losing something. If I lose something, I feel that I'm less. And this is kind of like the root of all negativity. That's the fear of losing something. I don't know if you follow me here, but it's very philosophical. So equating having and being, having or being. So we feel like this physical body, I'm myself, and the more I take into myself, the more I have more things, the more things I own, yeah, the more people I have in my life, I worth more. I am more. That kind of taps on my ego. I'm more. When I lose things, this is loss. I'm part of it. It's a sense of being worth less. And the fear And the fear is, and the most fear, the biggest fear is the fear of death, right? Because you lose your body, then you don't exist. But it's not true, right? We talked about it last time, that we have yin and yang, and like day, after the day comes the night, and after the night comes the day. Also, we are currently in a very short period of time. What is it? 100 years, maybe, if you live a good life, a long life. That's 100 years, that's it. And then you have a yin stage. So after the yang state, you lose your body and you become yin. And then what happens after? You become yang again. So that's the idea of reincarnation. It's not something very out there and very foreign. It exists everywhere. Is the summer dies, and it's very auspicious to talk about it now, because we are in the beginning of spring, and spring is birth. So really the idea of transformation, of this, really not death and birth. There is, but the idea is transformation. It's not, a lot of people think death is stop living. No, life is through change. We cannot not lose things. I have to lose some friends throughout the year. I have to lose things. I mean, if things won't start, if things won't end, they won't start also. So things have to start and end. Things have to always be in flux, always in flow. And change is really what makes life. Life cannot exist without change, without movement. And movement is being created through birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. Birth of the cloud, and then the cloud discharged the water, and there's a death of the cloud. But the cloud didn't die, it becomes rain. It transformed into something else. And so are we transforming into something else, and other things transforming. So really, kind of like, it's nice to understand that. It's nice to, in the midst, for me, it really helped me a lot, losing my mom. I didn't lose her, but the physical body has been lost. And it was a very hard transition to her, I know, in the last hours. I mean, can you imagine losing the body? So many years, so much attachment that we have, the fear of what happens after, the unknown. So it's a big transformation. It's a huge transformation, as major as getting birth, as being born. So remembering that, remember that law of the universe, that everything is transformed, and the fact that I can always connect with her, and I still get a lot of signals from her. And the most we connect with our spirit self, the most we feel that immortality. The most we can feel our immortality. This was we talked about last time, a lot of yogis and qigong monks, they meditate a lot. They're very connected with the spirit. They know they can connect with their spirit. There's a lot of people connect with spirit. They know exactly when they will die, what day, what hour. Yeah, so the connection with spirit allows us to an easier transition to see above these things. And so practices like meditation, qigong, prayer, what we do right now, really helps to kind of have us see the full picture. So this is and really the way we transform the energy is going into it, is really feeling it, and really asking for your heart desire and for change. And we do that in qigong. That's kind of how we practice in the movement practice of qigong, and in life outside. Yes. So how do we connect with life? How we connect with emotional triggers that comes our way that we don't like? And how do we transform them? By the power to choose what you want, by the power to receive the information, connect with it, and choose what you want, and transform it through it. So I could dwell in my sadness, or I can connect with the heart And from the heart, I choose how do I want to transform this energy? How do I want? So now I talk with my mom every day, and now she is much greater, and she helps me. She helps me in a level that she couldn't help before in her physical body. She was limited, but now she's not limited. And this is how I choose to see her. And your choices makes what you decide to, what you think, you create. You can create what you think, what you are thinking. And this is being shown in quantum physics. You know, you can actually change the result of an experiment by just projecting your intention to it, what your beliefs, your what you believe, and how to work with beliefs, with our belief, how and it works like a charm. It works like a charm. It does work like a charm. If you, and it's about choosing it all the time, again and again. So I just wanted to, I don't know if it's too vague or a little clear, but I just wanted to kind of open it up to, thanks, Peter. I wanted to open it to, excuse me, to kind of either questions or more wisdom stuff. I know that you guys are mastermind here. So if you want to share from your experience or ask or whatever, I open it. We have a few more minutes. Yes, Peter, you go ahead.
I think Baxter had his hand up before I did, so I will ask next.
Oh, no, go ahead, Peter, go ahead.
Okay, Shalom, Eli.
Shalom.
First of all, I'm sorry about your loss. May she be a blessing to us all. Grief, you talked about the heart, but I love the fact in Qigong that sadness and depression is related to the metal element, which is the lungs. So I love the fact that you related the heart to the lungs. So I have two questions. The first question is, if one is to do healing sounds for sadness and depression, should one do it for the lungs, the metal element, or should one do it for the heart? And then I have a second question. Do you want to hear it, or do you want to answer the first one?
Yeah, go ahead. What is the second one?
So, well, it's a two-part second, sorry. So should healing elements or healing sounds only be vocalized? Are they more effective vocalized? What if you have a student or a practitioner or someone you're working with who is intubated or mute? Do healing sounds help if they are done internally in the heart and the mind? I know that they're not going to harm you, but do you think that they will help? They're not going to hurt you. Your head's not going to explode. They're not going to die. But so got it?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I first of all, great, nice meeting you, Peter. Thank you for coming to our little Sangha here, and also very refreshed to hear a question around healing sounds and in particular practices for emotions, and healing sounds are really the practices to do for releasing negative emotion, for transforming them. And for your question, I would do which healing sound to do for the lungs, for sadness and grief. I would do the lung, the heart, and the liver. So the heart and the liver are the two organs that are participate in emotional distress. The liver governs the evenness of the emotions in the body. This is why when people are drinking a lot of alcohol, the liver is taxed and their emotions, if you see a people that is drunk, it's either up or down. And so the liver is so taxed with the alcohol that it cannot governs the evenness. So really the emotions are being governed by the liver and by the heart. So I would do these 3 healing sounds. And for the other question, in terms of like how to vocalize or invocalized in Qigong, I don't know if you're familiar. And I think I have something online in my product line about healing sound. I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to check it. So I cannot refer to you to that, but I've done a lot of workshop around it. I think the workshop that emotional resiliency has all the 3 levels of the healing sound. But what I'm gonna say is that we have actually 3 levels of each sound. I don't know if you're familiar, but we have the vocalized sound that meant to release to actually help the physical organ. So if we talk about the heart, so the vocalized sound of the heart would help the heart itself, pumping the blood, you know, the physical heart. And then the whispering sound would be very good for emotions, because emotions are kind of a little bit more a step down, if you will, or a little subtle energy. So the whisper sound would heal the emotions. Of course, the intention of the practitioner needs to be on the emotions of the heart that needs to be transformed. And then we have the inaudible sound, the sound that we don't make. Actually, we're not making it out loud. We are just thinking of making it. We're still exhaling, but we're not making the sound. We're just thinking of making the sound. So it's very internally, and we're placing our energy, our chi, our attention and intention, which is chi, on the heart center. So if we do the inaudible healing sounds for the heart, it would be without actually making the sound with our vocal cords. It would be internally. Our mind is going to be placed here, and we're gonna release. That's kind of like the spiritual side of the heart. So it's subtler energy, maybe an emotion that we haven't known that we are holding, something subconscious, something deeper that we are not aware that we're holding. So that goes into kind of like the depth level of the mind. And actually, that's my favorite healing sound, when it's inaudible and when it's very, very internal, and you feel a lot of release. My experience when I do workshops, when I invite people to do the inaudible sound, the room atmosphere completely shifts, and there's a lot of stuff is being done in the quiet, you know. So quiet is very powerful. It's very yin energy. It's very, very powerful. That makes sense. Awesome. Thank you so much for this question. What beautiful, beautiful, beautiful question. So maybe we'll have 1 minute of another share before we close. Edward, go ahead. What do you have to say?
It's more than a minute. So, you know, and thank you for this. And it came in a very opportune time for me. And one thing I've learned a lot, but thinking is the lowest form of human ability. And we have the God-given ability to choose. And in your conversation, when we lose something, you can go into depression, but that's thinking. But if you turn it around, and what's gone through me for the last 2 weeks, and I wasn't able to make Goodnight Qigong because I'm dealing with my sister and my family in New York, and they're calling me all hours to talk. And my brother-in-law, everything's going to turn out okay. Because what I learned, and I teach it to my grandchildren, you know, my grandson will say, well, if you were to create your world, Grandpa, then I want $1 million. And I said, no, it's not about you, Danny. It's about you taking care of others and you giving it away to others. And my niece went into the hospital 2 weeks ago and has been asleep for 2 weeks. She's coming out right now with breathing tubes, everything, because her blood sugar went so low. My sister couldn't bring her back. She went to a local hospital. They sent her to New York Presbyterian, where she had kidney transplant. Miracle. I go, miracle. She's in the best place she can be. And in the context of that, She got the best care. And they said maybe she was having seizures, maybe she had a stroke. But right now, they're saying, well, we think we can bring her out and take out the breathing tube and she could be okay. My brother-in-law went to the hospital 4 days later with COVID and pneumonia at 85 years old. He's home. He's home. But what it was I was there for my sister to be there for others. And in our conversation, it was all about Madeline, just say, thank God, it's another day, she's okay. You know, we're over the critical period, hopefully. Erwin will come home. Just say it, just use your word. It's not about you, it's about your husband coming home. He's home. And my sister was grounded for 2 weeks and she didn't get COVID because the miracle was she got the Pfizer shot and the others didn't. And in the context of that, my other niece picked her up yesterday, got her out of the house before my brother-in-law came home, put her in an apartment in New York so she can go see her daughter finally on Saturday. And I'm just going, you know, just be thankful. This is a miracle. It's all going to work, you know, and we're going to get Mara out of the hospital and she's going to be okay. You're all going to be okay. Well, how can you say that? I said, because I can, you know, so your word creates it. And if you want to go negative on something because you lost something or you do this or you do that, like I said once before, if a policeman stops you, you get a ticket, I would go, oh, thank God, I'm not supposed to be on the road right now, so I'm not in an accident. Ticket's better than an accident. So thinking is the lowest form of our ability, and you have a choice of going down into depression or sad for a loss, or be there for the other people, like you were there for your mother. You know, and she waited for you, you know, and guess who showed up, you know, and that's what I have to say. So I can go on, but
Thank you so much.
It's all
Edward.
our power. It's all our power.
True, and it's true, and it's beautiful. It's like how do we want, and when we lose something, we get something else, and this is really the process of transformation. We have to let go of things in order to invite new things into our life. And it is our choice, like you said. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Peter, for joining us on this talk. And let's finish it with hands on the heart and closing our eyes and take a deep breath into the lungs and the heart. And just smile to your internal energy, smile into and be thankful to all the aliveness inside of us. And as we take a breath into our internal organ, we take breath from the environment, and this is our connection to the universe. We breathe in, we take life in, and we exhale, we expire the all, we losing the energy that pass. So from moment to moment, we take a breath, we breathing in, we give birth to a new breath, and then that breath that we give birth to is leaving the body. So this process of transformation has happened in every moment. So let's kind of like have a minute to connect to that, to feel that. And that what creates life. What creates life is the process of birth and death, is the process of transformation. There's beauty in that. There's aliveness in that. And be able to accept and embrace everything that comes to our life. Welcome everything that comes and say goodbye to everything that goes. That's really what life is about. And that's the gift of life. And that's the beauty of life. So let's kind of finish with that. Beautiful. And let's open the hands, put them together, bring them to the mid-eye point, and looking down, humble yourself to your inner master. Humble yourself to the deep knowing beyond our physical mind, before our physical body and conscious, bowing to the deeper knowing, the know-all truth that we are all connected to. Nice. Thank you guys so much. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'll see you next time, next week. Thank you. I love that. Bye.